Still got my dinner. I say dinner. What I've got is a cream cracker with a bit of ham on it and some mozzarella and the badly ratioed pickled onion. I've had 5 crackers. I will be consuming that, and I know I've eaten on 2 streams recently, but it's just a question of time. What? I'll tell you why I'm keeping it quiet in a minute as well. You can guess. Now, the missus came home this morning. She's asleep now. Yeah, we went out for lunch. We had some nice food. She was hungry, I wasn't, so I just had a little snack. Then we went for a walk. Then we came back. Then we laid in bed. She can barely move, you know what I mean? Knackered. She is exhausted. Girl of 24. Absolutely shattered. She is shafted. So I found a few, bit of energy. Keeping the boys in front, keeping the men in charge. Made an appointment with the eye doctor. Is this all going down well? Sorry, I think I've just got to eat this. That's what's going on. Hang on 1 second. No. How is everyone? This is going to be a chill stream. We had mega clips and all that. This Sunday, man, I'm shattered myself, but lovely to be here. I'm doing my best, John. I'm trying to keep it a little bit of levity in there. Get that vitamin horse pellet down. I just realised that I'd had nothing to eat apart from the little snack I had. So, Vart! That's 2 Varts. She's a kip. That's why I'm quiet Varting. Even the Vartings are going to be chill streams. Amazing at Easter Varts. Right, here we are. All good. I don't know why I just don't give myself more time. It's ridiculous. Nice one, Alan. Happy Easter to you, my friend. Hope you're well. Good to get some food in, though. Makes a difference. Otherwise, I'll be like, ugh. And I've been looking into this eye issue. Anyone else had this? I might have. I think Rags was talking about it. He was talking about it. Excuse me. That's not very pleasant. He was talking about it to me a while back about blood sugar levels. Apparently, blood sugar levels can. Well, everything can cause a migraine. Literally, if you start investigating what can cause a migraine, turns out that you get migraines and anything can cause it. But astigmatism, which I've got, can be a blood sugar thing. So I'm going to see. Excuse me. I'm going to see Dr. Horn Pisseth. Fucking Pisseth. Are you Pisseth? Me too. I had a gin at lunch. At the Optometric Society of Cambodia. Now, here's what's interesting about the Optometric Society. This is the sort of thing that, when you live in a country that's been weirdly almost sort of removed from history in many ways, there's some really strange things that, for instance, the Optometric Society of Cambodia is located at the Khmer Soviet Friendship Hospital. You're not going to be getting to the Soviet Friendship Hospital in London town, are you? Well, who knows? Thank you, Alan, for that donation and sentiment. I hope you're all having a lovely Easter. And Packer, Miss Pacar, said, ferret run roof done, £2. I like the sound of that. You get some work done and you feel like it's a good thing to donate. It's lovely. It is the greaser keeps the machine, the scrubs machine moving. We've been smashing it lately. Thank you for all your wonderful emails. And thank you, Packer, for that donation. Jokes aside. It's very nice, the support. Oi, LC350, good to see you got your name back. You were on the stream yesterday on your motorbike, but I didn't have you here to give us the SP, so feel free now. I might be able to dig it out, actually. And I think that's only fair enough. I think I might be able to find it. Let's have a look. Might not be that easy. I'll give it a quick once over. Large icons. If I remember rightly, people, it was image something, wasn't it? But yeah, if you want to tell us. I think what I'm going to do is balance the week out over that now. I think I do anyway, don't I? Chill streams, call-ins, mega clip streams. With different emphasis on different, depending on how I feel, of course. The what's that picture doing in there? Oh, there's some weird pictures in. Oh, she's a little bit sensual from a secret folder. The extreme mega clip streams. They're the ones that take the time and effort, and that's all right. There's a place for time and effort. Here we go. Gotcha, you little LC350. Let's have a look at that little bugger. This is LC350 on his. I think you said it was it's a grass track bike, right? It's a 500. Did you say? Give us the SP. Fill us in. Here we go. Have a look at this. Look at little LC. Well, there you go. Good Lord, thanks. It's working. Look at that little bastard. Hello, Arius. Chew quiet. I'm sorry, mate. I know it's not good, but better to eat than not. Hello, jewel-faced monkey. Been a while. Nice to see you. Hello, historical doppelganger. How are you? Afternoon, scrubs and danger. Hope you've been enjoying the Easter sunshine. Well, it was 38 here today, so sort of. No more gypsy to huts for breakfast. No more apple pie milkshakes. But yeah, I think I do eat quite a lot of sugar, you know. Look at that. John's been grafting all day. He's just sat down for a well-earned pint. Marvloy. I do like Marvloy. Hello, Nick. Nice to see you. Hello, Scorry. All right, James. That's all he's given us. Me as a nipper on a grass track bike. Now, weirdly, though, well, I can't see, but that looks like it's got brakes. But grass track bikes that you race, I mean, it could be the clutch, I suppose. Don't have brakes, do they? And that the petrol tank takes exactly enough petrol to get you around the 6 laps. Funny things, aren't they, grass track bikes? They're only designed to turn one way. Hello, Lazy Bones Outdoors. You all right, son? Hello, Matt. Me and Matt have been having some serious conversations, haven't we, Matt? Mr. Natras, where have you been all this time? Where have you been, Squire? Hello, Eddie Bates. I don't know that name, but nice to see you. Have you been around in these parts before? Not a problem. Rag says it's been pissing down here all day. Well, that was what my old man used to say about Ireland, Northern Ireland. There used to be an advert on telly promoting going on holiday over that neck of the woods. And they'd go, the green grass of Ireland, but in an Irish accent. And my dad would go, yeah, because it's always fucking raining. Just why would he just keep saying that? There you go. It's a Westlake 500. Look at that little 7-year-old on a 500. Good Lord. Scory would be dead in 38. It was quite something, yeah. But you're not, because you work with it. Nice one, LC, for sending that in, though. Nice photo. Most restaurants have got aircon. Once you're in a tuk-tuk, you've got the wind. I've got a fan above my head here, so if I'm working, writing, Oh, good Lord, talking about writing. 7 spastics. It's probably gonna be 6, maybe even 5. The last story I wrote, much like the one before it, I'd almost forgotten it happened. And it's going to blow your minds off. If you're not already subscribed to my Substack, link in description. I will never monetize it. I'm a writer. I write short stories. But if you sign up, if you put your email in, you'll get any new ones, which is only about 1 a month. This one's taken 2 months, so I won't be clogging up your emails. There's 15 already in the archive. But this news story, 7 spastics, it's 7 encounters with people with spastications. You're going to love it. It's standard Dangerfield kind of template. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, there's no, at the end, they don't all weave into one story. No, proper lazy. 1, 2, 3. However, let's not pretend there isn't always already a textual kind of, you know, because there's something holding them together, yours truly, they are all brought together, but that's the work that you have to do. I'm not sure if that necessarily sells a a Substack, does it? You've got to do a lot of work reading my stuff. No, you don't really. It's the throttle cable. You sure looks like it's on a grip there, Rags. I'm not buying that. We'll have a look though. If that was a throttle cable, it wouldn't be on a grip. But in fairness, you might not be able to see it. Let me see if I can get a zoomage. Hang on. I mean, I guess so. It doesn't really matter though, does it? Maybe he wasn't rating it. Hello, Dr. Science. Nice to see you. Gorgeous George has got a song request. Yeah, but we don't really do that because then someone else will say, "Can you play this song?" And then someone else will say, "Can you play this song?" And then at some point, I just say no, and someone gets upset. I'll listen to it, but not on the stream live, unless you can give me, because I don't like to make 100% rules, unless you can give me a good reason why we should all listen to it now, which is more than you like it. That's the deal, and I think that's acceptable. Because otherwise, this becomes a request, a musical request, 1980s radio show. Oh, and we've got George who's come in from Shrewsbury. He wants to hear 7 Tears. 7 Tears. There you go. It's Clutch. Called it. Called it. Called it. You're a little new. Are you all right? EB in the chat for Eddie Bates. Give him an absolute wonderful Scrubs welcome. Hoyt to you, Eddie. You know the score. If you've been here a few streams, you know the score. Have some integrity. Treat people with respect. Don't have to agree with anything I say or anyone says. Feel free to pull holes in what I Vart. I think that was a Vart though. That might have just been something vibrating. Hello, Jays. Look, keeping it over there. So, mate, I feel for you, Jays. I kind of love it though that you sit over there on Twitch on your own. I will not do YouTube. I am whispering because of the missus. You're out dog walking. Nice to see you, Billy. Hello, Quadrex. Hello, Rob. John thought West. I think he might have said Speedway. I'm not sure. That might have been me. Got it confused. I thought he said grass track, but it might be a Speedway bike. You'll have to let LC confirm that. I might have given you wrong information. Hello, what's the name? Have I said hello to you, Rags? Gags. Hello. Hello, Colonel Custard. Good to see you, mate. 39 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm centigrade here. It was 38 centigrade. Well, we're kind of the same. Arius is a secret lemonade drinker. Oh, it's... Hello, Eldritch. Anything above 37.5 is dangerous, I think, because you can't dump heat. That is one hell of a specific broad stroke across the population. How, don't you dump heat by sweating? Trust me, I sweat. It can get kind of embarrassing, actually. Like, my shirt was wringing wet when I got home. So wet that I couldn't even put it in the wash basket, because if you put a wet shirt in the wash basket, 2 days it'll be covered in mold. It's not all paradise. It really isn't. Hello, Daffy. How are you? What, 7 spastics? What in God's name is it? I'll tell you what, I don't know if you're playing the game or you're actually asking. It's a writing platform and it's growing faster than any other social media platform because there's no censorship. None. They don't make their money for adverts. I've had a Substack for over a year and it's been an absolute success. I can't believe it could have gone bad. You know, people could have said, no, that's shit. But people who read 2 or 3 tend to read them all, which is mind blowing for a writer. You know, if someone, I can tell because I get the stats. Now, you don't get grassed up, but I can see that someone and when they read, and it won't tell me who it is, but it will tell me that they read that on this day, they read that on that day, and then they read 7 the next day and 2 the next day. As a writer, that's mind blowing. I mean, that's proper encouragement. You know, that's proper encouragement because you don't do that unless you're thoroughly enjoying it, do you? And so amazing. But yeah, Substack's going mad at the moment. Amazing. Don't you remember the CEO of Substack was on Brian Stelter's show? And old Stelter was going, yeah, but what about people who are saying things that aren't true? And the CEO of Substack said, yeah, we think they should be able to talk. In fact, we think they should be able to talk more. It's more important than that these people get a voice. You should have seen Stelter go. Packer, he came in on Super Chat and then he dropped one in the entropy. Look at that. Enid Blyton, 5 go spaz. 5 go spaz in Dorset. Nice one, Packer. A pleasure. Right, so hello, Delane was here. Been a long time. Been a long time. What have I just been listening to? I've been listening to some lovely music. Sometimes lovely just to get comfortable. Get comfortable where you can sort of just recline slightly, not enough to go to sleep, and just listen to some music. Nick Drake, wonderful. Would you love me for my money? Oh God! And what's that? Under a northern sky, gorgeous. Gorgeous. What's that? Dum 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 dum. 3 hours to London. Jeremy crying. Dum dum dum. Weird, Nick Drake. He got slagged off at the time by the music press, saying it was simplistic. It is simplistic. That's what makes it beautiful. Fucking idiots. Where's your albums? Killed himself, didn't he, Nick Drake? What a terrible shame. Chrissy. Oh, I forgot to put the lid of my vape on. You could have seen me then burn my lips off. Burn my lips off. Burn my lips off. Here we go. Take your chips off the pan. That's an unpleasant noise, isn't it? It isn't Buffalo Soldier. We're nearly there. Did I actually say hello, Eldritch? Or did I just take the hit of the heat? But yeah, we're getting into the hot season. I could play Buffalo Soldier if I made the effort to learn, I'm sure, yes. Someone actually said they wanted my new song, I'm Not That Sophisticated, to sample. Let me just see if this is in tune. I think we can get away with it. Who was it? Someone wants this to sample it. Don't worry, you only because he hasn't got the chorus. Don't worry, you won't have to listen to too much of it. that ain't a good start. It's easy breaking up when you're already lost. I'm not that sophisticated, baby. I found you on the street and I thought you were a queen. You're not that sophisticated, baby. Cry your eyes dry. This is our last goodbye. There you go. I can't remember who wanted it, but do what you want with it. Sample it, move it around, maybe put it in tune. But I have got the other verses and that written, but you don't want to sample that nonsense, do you? Simple though, what is it? E major, F sharp major, A, and then the higher E. Repeat, rinse and repeat. My uncle raced them on the beach. Well, how old are you? I mean, there's a good chance that your uncle or my father met, because my old man used to go around the country doing speedway. Hello, Nigel. Nice to see you. Just said Norman Bates. Yeah, I bet you get it all the time, Eddie. I was thinking Eddie Yates. Nice that my cultural references end at Coronation Street. Hello, Mr. Jim Rowe. Been a while. It has been a great day, actually, yeah. Girlfriend came back from the provinces this morning. We were crying with laughter for about the first hour, fucking about in the bedroom. Excuse my English. Went out, got some food, come back, had a lovely afternoon in the sack. And now she's fallen asleep. I thought I'd do a chill stream. It's Fahrenheit 451 where Rob is. Go on. Boom. Look at that. Alan's repping the Scrubs on 2 platforms. He's got an account over there with Jay's. Niggler's in. 37.5 is human body temperature. Getting hotter will kill. So what are you saying? Everyone in Cambodia is dead? I don't understand. I don't understand what you're saying. John used to love a night at Hackney Speedway. The smell of castor oil and methanol. I used to go to. When my dad done Speedway, I wasn't born. But grass track, sorry, done grass track, not Speedway. But I did used to go to Arena Essex to watch the banger racing, which was quite something in its time. IR says that lever. So we're going back to that lever on the Speedway bike. That lever is compression release, and the higher cable there is the throttle. I've been racing flat track for 20 years. I didn't see a higher lever. Good Lord. Oh, yeah, you're right. There's one coming over the top as well. So what does the compression release do, Dr. Science? Serious question. I haven't got Danny. What does it actually do? Hello, Mr. Manimoo. It's 44 degrees C, high humidity. You can't sweat. I don't know what that means. Nigel drops in the Waterden Road track. Nice one, Rags. Cheers, John. Hello, Emrys. 17 degrees in Yorkshire. Lathered. Had to stop gardening and come indoors. What, from the heat or the booze? A bit of both. So what? I don't know what people are saying about the heat. I'm only, I want to look out for myself. I want to make sure that I'm all right. Hello, Debbie. How are you? Yeah, lovely, lovely music, isn't it? It really, really just, I just give it a few tracks. But then I also did listen to, if you like Nick Drake, you probably like Jeff Buckley. Have you heard Jeff Buckley's Lilac Wine? Oh my God, incredible. That's a very interesting thing you say there. Old Jim Rose says he's been subjected to terrible 2010s pop music while in work. I remember it's one of those stories that starts. I was in a rehab, but you tend to share rooms. They because addicts isolate, they end up on their own doing nothing with other humans. Not always, but by the time you rock up in rehab, you usually have. So they like to put you with people, and they try and put you with people that you wouldn't usually get on with, or they're not going to put me in with someone like me, because then I'm going to get on with them, and it's going to be quite easy, sort of. Although sometimes people who are too much like you can be quite distressing. But I was in there. I listen to this. I've told you before, but it's worth repeating if some of you weren't here. Hello, Martin. Good to see you. So I've gone in rehab, and it was this little Indian kid. He was I think he was probably about 30. He had a couple of kids and that, but he looked about 12. Tiny little thing he was. And so they put me in there. He's already in there, and he's got some awful music. I don't even know what it is, like some kind of R&B, not original R&B, but like this new stuff, this newfangled stuff, but just really overproduced, compressed to fuck. And the lyrics were literally like, I'm gonna pull your knickers to the side, girl, and squeeze the milk from your titty, titty, titty. I'd never heard music like it. And I looked at him and I said, right, listen. I said, you can play whatever music you want, but you get an hour. And then we have an hour off, and then I'll play an hour of what I want. That's how it's going to work, because that's fair. I said, because if you think you're playing this all the time, I said, I hate this, it's killing me. And he went, all right, that's fair. And then after he had an hour of spiritualized, he said, should we just go for no music? I thought, job done. But, so then, of course, we've got to talk. And so you haven't really got much to talk about. What was your drug of choice? It's always heroin. You can tell if they're alcoholics. You can just see, there's quite a clear, there's quite clear indicators of long-term boozers. And it was junk. And then he went to me, he went, yeah, fucking hell. He went, I just went on Jeremy Kyle's show. He said, I just thought I was going to get like 2,000, 3,000 quid. He didn't say that. He said something weird that isn't in my slang directory that I didn't even understand. I knew he meant money though. And I went, what? True story, this is. I went, hang on, whoa, Samir was his name, but they called him Sammy. But if you can find it, because I have before, it took me a bit of time. Let me just see if I can find it for the fun of it. I doubt I will. If I remember rightly, I had to do quite a lot of searching. Let me see. What was his name? What was the show I'm talking about? I just mentioned his name and now I've forgotten it. That weird thing in the morning where they just get working class people on to abuse them. Chrissy! Did you even get a fart, Chrissy? That's not good. Here, I have this manual. So quiet. Try this one. That's more like it. And here's for the other two donations. That'll wake her up though. No one wants to be woken up by a vart. James says, Eddie Yates, the days some rando bloke can live with some old couple. The good old days. That's right. Who did he live with? Stan and Hilda Ogden. Yep, that is in my memory. But I forgot. Hello, Mark. Good to see you. Yeah, I used to love it up at the Arena Essex. Sausage, portion of chips, freezing your nuts off, watching people smash cars into each other. Great stuff. Oh, okay. Okay. So it's a racing aid. Hello, Shine on Truth's Peace. You're new in these parts, aren't you? You like Button Moon? We all like a bit of Button Moon, don't we? Hello, Jim. Good to see you. Hello, Asdak. Started ripping the rusty bodywork off my van. Lovely weather for it. There you go. That's what it's good for. That's what it's good for. And a bit of sunshine, get some work done. Grace was a good album. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. I think wasn't that about his missus, that girl who died? Didn't she die? Or have I got that wrong? His girlfriend drowned or something. Marzipan, I need to contact you about some income streams. Yep, you got my email. Go for it. Hello, Liam. Happy Easter, mate. Deb is supposed to see a rocket being launched from the Vandenberg AFB past 3 days. They keep postponing it. Good Lord. Hello, Loki. How are you, man? Lovely to see you again. What was I? Jeremy Kyle, thank you. So, yeah, Jezza. So, let me see. Sammy Addict. I think they might have got rid of a lot of their ones on the YouTube because he got done, didn't he, for screwing someone. I mean, like, figuratively. So many junkies on that stupid program. It's so just... There's a video here. We might have to have a look at this, actually. I mean, talk about get the struggling people on telly just to take the piss out of him. Anyway, so I'm talking to this Sammy fella, nice enough bloke, but fucked his life up. And he went, all I'd done was went on Jeremy Kyle to get a few £1,000, and here I am. And I just went, whoa, what? I went, I want this in all the detail. He went, right. He went, so you said, so he went a bit too much detail down the wrong ends. He was going, so my girlfriend, well, she's my wife, but, I call her my girlfriend because then I don't, then people don't think I'm married. I was like, okay, this sounds functional. And then all this, he said, in the end, she said, unless you get clean, I'm going to leave you. I'm taking the kids with me. And I said, fair enough, though, in fairness. And he went, and then one day she said to me, I'm going to take you on Jeremy Kyle. And I said, no. And she said, there's £3,000 in it. And he said, so fuck it. I thought, well, that's easy money, innit? Just go on there, say, yeah, sorry, I'm going to get clean. Yeah, I have done it. It's terrible. And then he went, 3,000. He said, I'll be right for smack for like 6 months. He wouldn't have been. That money will be gone in a week because they'll just spend it on crack. There's no long-term planning. And he said it was a nightmare. Predictably, he said he was just suddenly there. He realised that his missus had packed a suitcase for him. Hang on, what's going on? Hey, whoa. And then he said he just got the absolute shit ripped out of him. And I've seen it. Like I said, I'll have a little look for it, but I don't want to waste time because if I remember rightly, like I said, it took me ages. But he said he was just getting the... You know what Jeremy Kyle's like? The cunt, really. Excuse my English. And he was just going there going, you've got no responsibilities. You're like a boy. You're like a child. And he was going, nah. And he, in fairness, Jezza was right. And he said, and he just kept going on at me. He said, and the audience was going, boo. And he said, I didn't know what was going on. And I was laughing. I was thinking, he was going, I didn't even have a hit that morning because I was thinking, let's get this out of the way. I'll get back and I'll just have my bag. So he was already like withdrawal in the post. Imagine cameras moving around, lights, audience, and the things you don't see, like when there's weird breaks and the counsellor comes on and like, you're all right. And you're like, not really. This is well weird. And then, imagine having like 200-300 studio audience, boo, and you're just like, oh, hang on a minute. And then, of course, Jezza pops a question. Well, this is your last chance. And he goes, yeah, no, I know. And Jezza says, because if you don't stop using heroin, crack, alcohol, she's throwing you out, aren't you? And he said she didn't even want to, but he just put her on the spot. And she sort of went, yeah. And the audience like, yeah. And he went to me, I couldn't believe it. He was going, I couldn't believe it. Like all these people, just complete strangers, just like cheering that I was going to be homeless. I was thinking, what the fuck? I was cracking up at this point. I was absolutely crazy. I was thinking, you know, there's many situations that we all get into weird situations in life, but throw the junk into the mix. Yeah, let me just tell you this little aside. My mate, right, he was a proper street junkie. Like, used to get his food out of bins, and you've seen him, like matted hair and all that. And he went to rehab, got clean, shaved his dreadlocks off, got into university, was the top student, writing his essays, was publishing essays. He won Student of the Year. He won Student of the Year. And they contacted him and said, oh, behind your back, they didn't actually say that, but that's what they meant. Behind your back, one of your tutors has put you in for Student of the Year and you've won. And it was like 10 grand prize money so that you could pay for your further education, like your master's degree or whatever. And all you had to do was go to this big sort of, sponsored by like Lloyd's Bank or something. I've just thrown that in there, Lloyd's. I don't know if it was you, but like a big deal Student of the Year was in those days. And, he had to go to this big sort of gala celebration where, people pay a fortune for the tickets because it's for charity, and it's black tie and, champagne and all these different things. But of course, he'd relapsed. So Student of the Year was in a squat, just smoking crack. But he had to go. He had to go to pick up his 10,000 sovs. And he said it was awful. He said he thought I'll be fine. He took a couple of rocks with him, had a little hit in the toilet, whacked a speedball up, poof, walked out there. Just no. He said I was so obviously jittery, so obviously on crack, he said, is what I'd say. He said, but because of the story, because they read out his story, we'll call him Bill. Bill lived on the streets for 3 years. He contracted some lung disease. He'd done this, all that. And after getting clean, and here he is tonight, winner, Student of the Year. Rah! And he sort of comes on going, like weighing about 2 grams, sort of going, tell us a little bit, Bill, about how your journey has changed your life. Boom, boom. Yeah. It's been times, and I'm a bit shy. Get out. He said everyone blatantly knew. They still give him the money though. Clean now though. Good bloke actually. I spoke to him the other week. He's a writer. Doesn't write anything though. He's one of those writers. Talks a good book, but does actually talk a good book. Very, very interesting bloke. He's got this weird habit of getting in with the aristocracy or people in power. Really? I mean it. He just suddenly, I'll go out for coffee with him when I used to live in Soho. And I'll be like, what have you been up to? And he'd go, that's quite weird actually. He said, I've been with the Duchess of Cornwall's daughter. I'll be like, hey? And they go, yeah, she's got this big castle down in Cornwall. And it's always that sort of story. What have you been up to then, Bill? And I'd be like, well, the Sultan of Brunei? Well, he's got this brother, right? He's with this weird ability to just go where the money is. And he's like some weird gigolo. He's always banging these sort of rich, old aristocratic women. Anyway, back to Sammy. So they said, right, so if you don't give up, your girlfriend's going to chuck you out of the house, aren't you? And she's just sort of out of the blue gone, yeah. And so Sammy's gone, I can't give up in a day. It's fucking heroin. And they went, that's all right. We've got you a car waiting outside. We've got your bags packed. We've got you 4 months in a rehab center. But you have to go now. And he was like, fucking hell. And when you see it, you can see him just thinking, He told me that when they whisked him out of the place, he said to him, look, I'll make a deal with you. If I can have a hit now, then I'll go. They were like, fuck off, get in that car. And here's the weird thing. Once they send you off to rehab, there's no more contact with Jeremy Kyle or any of that lot. Nah, fuck off. You've done your bit for us. We've intervened in your life and potentially caused more problems than solutions. No one gets clean until they want to. You can't leverage a live studio audience. Boo! It must have been like being on the fucking scaffolds in like medieval Britain. Boo! Kill the witch! Kill the witch! He was literally just chauffeur driven to the rehab and just marched in. Yeah, Sammy, we already paid you. Bye. Anyway, let's have a look at what I just found because I think it sums up the hell of Jeremy Kyle. Look at this. This is 50 of 50 of the worst teeth on Jeremy Kyle. I always feel like I've done all right with the old teeth, I have to say. But let's have a look. Oh, I missed a few questions on the way there. Hello, Keys to the Kingdom. Hello, Mr. Sump. How are you, mate? Happy Easter. Hello, Crosshatch. No, absolutely, Otto. I'd have told him to poke it. I mean, well, you wouldn't have even. But I have to say, if I was back in that madness and that desperation, £3 for just the thing is, you think you'll be able to go along with it, you know. But he would have got the £3 if he hadn't gone to rehab. That's where he fucked up, or should I say, that's where he done the right thing. But he should have just said, no, 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 no. You're about to give me £3, right? That's what you said I'll get for coming on here. I'll book myself into a bed and breakfast. I'll be all right. No dramas. I'm out of her hand. I'm out of her hair. I've got somewhere to stay. I'll get clean on my own. I don't want no psychopaths telling me to make my bed. I'm 30 years old. Fuck 'em. Sorry, I've got a thing about rehabs. You can read all about it. You can imagine what it'd be like, Alan, can't you? There's a few that can. There's a few in here that can imagine what that would be like. That you can imagine him. Can you imagine him being in that situation? Run. Hello, Rusky. Good to see you. We'll see if we can find him. Hello, Lulu. You lovely little Lulu. Ah, you'll be all right. It's only makes up about 90% of the people here. Have been, will be, were, could be. That's kind of the makeup. Let's have a look at 50 of the worst teeth on Jeremy Kyle. I've never seen this. It's a bit of science search. Unfortunately, that music's got copyright, so let's just have me gibbering over the top. I mean, look at him. Look at. Oh my god. I mean, look at the people. Oh dear. I mean, it says a lot about the level of, these people have fallen through every safety net available, haven't they? They don't even look human, most of them, any of them. What the fuck? These aren't the worst teeth on Jeremy Kyle. These are the worst teeth I've ever seen. That's a good joke, actually, Rusky. Sorry it's a bit late in putting it on the screen. 50 of the worst teeth, all in the same mouth. Exactly, Ian. You told us, didn't you, where they banished you to have a bifter. Shock. Oh my gosh. No, that one needs revisiting. Hang on. Imagine being her. That's terrible state. Hello, Skin and Tonic. That skin scar, by the way, people, he told me he changed his name. Yeah, these are shockers, aren't they? I think that's enough of them. It's giving me the EBGBs. Let me see if I can find Sammy. It's unlikely, to be honest with you. I did find it, but I had to, go through so many. What happened with Jeremy Kyle? Didn't he end up getting done for being a gambling addict or something? Or he beat his missus or something weird? I'll tell you what, I've probably got more chance of finding it in the newspaper report, because I just want to show it to you so that you realise I don't just dream these stories up. Let me have a look. Hang on. So, yeah. It might have been in the local I found it. Look, me not joking. What did I tell you? A little Indian bloke weighed about 4 kilos. Right, here he is in the mirror. It'd be wicked if I could get the video though. Here he is, Samir. I told you we called him Sammy. I found him. If I can find the video. It says here, brute laughed for hitting women. He told me his missus used to kick the shit out of him. Now, while we're joking about all this, the other night we were talking about domestic violence and all that, and 42 is well involved in that whole world. This geezer's missus was an absolute tank, and I wouldn't be surprised. He told me his missus used to kick the fuck out of him. Yeah, we've got a video. A man laughed about hitting women and admitted he punched his girlfriend. Yeah, he told me that as well, but he told me that she used to beat the shit out of him. You'll see. Look, I'll show you. Here it is. There's a video loading. We'll wait for that to load, if it ever will. He might just tell me to take my ad blocker off. Look, that's him. Look, that's him. Look, he don't weigh more than half a kilo. And look at her. Look at strong man. She said he used to batter him. I don't know what Jesu is doing there. Amazing image, though, isn't it? Good Lord. What are you doing now? Where's my video? Oh, come on. That ain't loading. Brute. They absolutely done him up. Let me see if I can find the actual YouTube. Maybe if I go to videos. What? No, he's not on videos. Oh, that's such a damn shame. Alan's be back going to brush my teeth. You should look after your teeth, Alan. If I remember rightly, though, your teeth are good, aren't they? Nice one on the donation, Alan. Yeah, look, from TV set to rehab, Jezza Kyle boots heroin addict out of studio for treatment. I mean, that gets no one clean. Look at him. He was such a broken bloke. My ex-partner is a heroin addict that beats his girlfriend. No. He told me. And I'll tell you what, I believe him. I'll tell you why, because I sat in group therapy with him in tears, saying that he'd be in front of his children and he'd be in the corner sort of thing while she'd just be putting boot in after boot in. He said he had about 20 hospital visits that the courts weren't interested in. But it's a shame I can't find any. I mean, look at the size of her. Look. That's her. That's his missus. Look at the size of him compared with her. Who's winning that? I'm sorry. He was a spittle of a man. Add to that, he's a smackhead. He hasn't eaten anything for years. And look, there they are. Go on, get in that car, you. Go on, fuck off. Look, it says here, drastic measures. Jeremy sent his guest directly to rehab. So I end up in a room with this fella. I couldn't believe it. I could not. Woolly mammoth. Yeah, he was in bits sitting in that rehab. But can you imagine how bizarre it is to be sitting in a rehab with a bloke? He said I was on telly yesterday. He only got there the day before. And I'll tell you what that's weird about it as well. I said to him, so how'd you get involved in this? And he said that she was an alcoholic. But of course, that gets a pass because, no, I only have a couple of drinks now and again. So Jeremy's like, well, we all have a couple of drinks now and again. So forget about that. Back to that junkie. I wonder where he is now. He said that he had his own restaurant business, that he used to work. He said, I used to spend all my hours at work, stay away from her. He said that she fucked all that up. She'd like ruin everything and cost him everything. Samir. I couldn't believe it. I was just going, this is too weird. Will says women are annoying. Not all. Some men are annoying as well, though, let's be honest. It's a shame I can't find the actual video. But anyway, we'll move off of Samir because that's obviously got more. Oh, we've hit 100 subs. Nice. I'll do the grift that I haven't done for a long time. Terrible grifting today, I have to be fair. Alan and Packer are holding the fort, and Chris. Oh, hang on a minute, and I think someone else did. That's not right. I try and stream at least once a day. It's not my full-time job, but I do put a lot of time, effort, energy, and passion into these streams. And without the donations, I wouldn't stream every day because I couldn't justify not spending the time working. So I do appreciate the donations, and I have to say, you're a generous bunch. Chris, did I acknowledge that one? You can do a super chat down there. Thanks to all my subscribe star donators, 5. And you can do an entropy, which I previously pinned. Up there. There you go. That's the grift out of the way. Lovely. Vincent said everyone's annoying to me. Alan wants me to try and get Sammy on. I don't know how I'd get hold of him. I don't know. I didn't stay there. I didn't stay at that rehab long, to be honest with you. I think it was another one of my 3-day. Yeah, it's time to go. It was an horrible place, though. It was the one that Gaza went to. There was photos of Gaza on like everywhere because the boss loved it that he had Gaza go there. But Gaza hasn't stayed clean. The bloke's an absolute wreck. Oh, Rail Mo, I've got you a fishing rod and some beers. Will hates his ex. Absolutely hates her. Good gosh. Try not to, because indifference it's not a good power, Will. That hatred is going to do you more damage than it will her. It's going to just damage you. Indifferent is the way to be. I asked someone to come on this channel, right, who about 3 years ago wanted to phone me up. Someone, Vart. Thank you, Alan. Very kind. Standards, it's the regular greasers. I'm gonna make a new firm of regular greasers. Chrissy and Alan are in it. Nice one, Chrissy. Nice one, Alan. Much appreciated. What was I telling you about? That's completely slipped my minder now. Nishkan Finder in my minder. Oh yeah. So I wrote to this person who used to be sort of on the nationalist scene, right? Who emailed me a couple of years ago saying, "Oh, well, it would appear that we've got a little bit of controversy going on. Maybe if we had a phone call." And I was a bit like, I just ignored it. And so I thought it would be an interesting person to get on. I think I told you all the other day who it was, but there's no need to go into it now. And I wrote to her yesterday, I think it was, or this morning, and said, "Oh, do you remember when you wrote me that email?" I said, "Now the dust has settled, why don't you, do you want to come on my channel for a chat?" She emailed me back and said, "I'd rather die." Terrible, terrible use of power. I mean, you know, indifference is power. If you'd rather die, wow, that's an incredible amount of free rent in someone's head, isn't it? It makes no sense. I'd never give anyone that much power over me. I just wouldn't. I wouldn't want to express to someone that you know, I'd just ignore it. Just not interested, or just say not interested. But yeah, it doesn't make sense. No, I think Laura would probably come on. Actually, I think Laura would come on for a chat. I get on. I used to get on with Laura. I think she didn't like it when I made my "This is not a nationalist" video. I think that's when she. I think she cut our Telegram DMs. But I speak to Mark. I've got a lot of time for Mark. I think Laura would probably come on if I suggested a decent conversation rather than just come on have a chat. If I said, "Would you come on and talk about this?" I reckon Laura would probably come on. old regular grease firm Alan is dipping subs in for the rest of ye. Nice one, Alan. Did you actually go and clean your teeth? Did you see those teeth and think, hang on a minute, I don't want any of that? Vart. The Varts are very, very quiet. Hello, Ted. Vart. Grease me up. Maybe not. Go on, Ted. You wouldn't mind though, would you? What about if I put a cat suit on and one of those spitting image Margaret Thatcher heads? Would you do it? Ted, did I tell you? I think I did. I was thinking about you earlier because after dinner, me and the missus went for a walk down the river. And I remember when, so people, Ted's a fisherman. He's not for a living. He does it to relax. He's actually got a very successful business, and absolute fair play to him for that. But he got busy because I said to him, I'm quite interested. I used to fish when I was younger. I used to just like I've done a Vart. There's a lot of Varts coming in now. I've just turned the Vart up. Bloody Ada. Loki's made up for lost time there. Nice one, Loki. Old entropies get their moment in the sun as well. And I said to Ted that there's people fishing in the Mekong, and he was like, "Oh yeah, you'll get catfish and God knows what out of there." And then he got busy on Google Earth or something, and he found, using his fishing knowledge, he found an area that he reckons will be a good place to just do some beach casting, you know. And it was because it was where two rivers met, and he said that's going to cause the silt at the bottom to be a bit, you know, active, and there'll be a lot of feeding around there. And I went down there. I followed his directions on the Vart. I followed his directions on the map. When I got down there, it terrified me. It was really, really like when I used to fish in England. I know that I'm going to get a perch, a bream, a barbel, maybe a bass, maybe a roach. You know, stickleback and minnow. But out here, you cast that rod, probably with a lure, I'd probably go, or some kind of spinner. And what monsters are you going to pull out of the Mekong? Nah, I'm not going. You know, I used to get quite scared with the old forceps pulling a hook out of a pike's mouth. When that 7-foot catfish or barracuda comes out, I ain't going anywhere near it. I would not want to get it out of the water. But it was very, very kind of you, Ted, to sort that out. And if you ever do get out here, Ted, because you've got the skills to pay the fishing bills, I will go fishing there with you, but not on my Jack Jones. Terrifying. It does sound fishy. Nice one, Ted, for the donation. Appreciated. And nice one, Loki. That's a nice $20. Been missing you all live. Still around when I can be. Yeah, I noticed you went off the manor, but you popped in the other day as well, didn't you? I saw you. Nice one, Loki. A Prasha Cuckoo. Very kind. And I think a couple more came in. Based fishing. Ted says, making me sound way more pro than I am. Well, no, I think you're putting yourself down a bit then. You actually looked it up. You worked out roughly where I lived, and you worked out where two rivers collided, and you told me why they'd probably feed there. That's more pro than me. So that's pro. 97 Alexander should check out River Monsters. He does one in Thailand with a 10-foot stingray. You see, that's the problem, you know. I'll be sitting there thinking I'm going to be pulling out these little, you know, little tiny things. And when that head comes out of the water with 7 eyes, like the fish equivalent of a Komodo dragon, Komodo fish, apparently. It would be terrifying. Marzipan's going to get out fishing again. Mate caught a brown trout the other afternoon. Nice, nice. Get it home. Vart! That Vart is way too quiet. I've put it up a little bit. John, you say it somewhat in jest, but that's actually it's actually a fair point, because you know if you're in an area where there's relatively clean rivers, why not go and catch fish? Catch them, gut them, chop them up, freeze them, give them to friends. Nice. Or don't even freeze them. Get them, gut them, clean them, chop them. Here's a lump of fresh fish. Who? What? Ted, I think it was you. What is most of the white fish that people are eating in England? It was you, Ted, who said about it. When people think they're buying cod these days, I can't remember what. I can't remember what you actually said it was. I'm eating this half a pickled onion because it was just preying on me. Excuse me, people. Turns out we have loads of secret fishermen in. It's so fucking hot. Excuse my English. Fishing with Louisa, best channel. Good Lord. No, there are barracuda in there. Are you saying they're not? I'm sure there are, because most of the restaurants in Cambodia, that's what you get offered. There's something weird about it where if it's too old, like the fish is too old, not it's been sitting around, it's poisonous or something weird. I remember ordering a bit in a restaurant, and a bloke came over to me and said, "Be careful eating that barracuda. It can kill you." I was like, "Okay, got any vinegar?" But Ted, what was it? What was the Vart? That did actually make me laugh. I did hear what 42 said about fishing in the toilet. Nice one. What's the name? Hello, Lee. River Monster Bloke always fails the mission. I don't know that channel, so I can't. What am I missing about mozzarella? John's mate's got a boat, does sea fishing, loves it. Yeah, I've never done it. I quite fancy the one where you have the old belt and you the marlin. I like the idea of the marlin, but even so, unless you're going to eat it, it's a bit shitty dragging one of those beautiful creatures out of the water in it. Just to what you do with it? Let it die. Rob reckons they'll put a commode out of the water. Marzipan's not eating anything from his local river. Yeah, joking aside, I think you'd probably have to check out where you're getting your fish from. Do they do any noodling in Cambodia for catfish? I think we might have talked about this before. Did I talk about, is it like trout tickling? I wouldn't put my hand in the water with one of those catfish. I don't know what noodling is. Loki, thanks for that $20, mate. I wasn't sure if I actually thanked you. Let's have a look at noodling for catfish, although I'm sure this came up. Thank you, Dr. Sykes, for the donation. It might be pollock, actually, David. I think that's what Ted said. Yeah, a lot of people are saying pollock. Someone had to, Baz. Oh, no, it might be coolie as well. Someone said that. Ted's the man. Where is he? Hello, Ted. I only really go for trout here. So if we get a 7-foot fish, I'll be shitting a brick. That's not, the pair of us just running while it's flopping up the steps trying to get us. Like one of those old Chinese martial arts movies when chasing us home. Me and you running down Phnom Penh High Street. Nice one for the donation, Ted, and for the very, very funny image. I can imagine me and you giving it the big and those, sitting there with our rods out, little fairy liquid thing just hanging down, smoking some jazz cigarettes. And then it just goes, and I go, you've got one. You go, and you're going, fucking hell. And then I'm thinking, I don't know if I want to see this. And then I look at Ted and he's like, I've only ever caught a trout about that big in my life. And then this thing comes out with 27 sets of teeth. 16. It looks more like some Hindu god. Multicolored, glowing. That's really tickled me. Nice one, Ted. Hi on that donation as well. Barney eats so much fish. Well, there you go, Ted. Me, you, and Barney. You catch them, I'll run. Barney eats. Wasn't that funny last night when Mrs. Meanit said she's just finishing off a red velvet box? It's a fair question. How do you eat carefully? Barracuda is a sea fish. So is that why Ted said there wasn't any in the Mekong? Yeah, that makes sense. But the Mekong does open up down at the delta. It opens up to the sea. So what I do know this much. Now I'm not saying they're a Mekong. I'm not saying they're barracuda in the Mekong. But when stocks are depleted and rivers are overfished and Chinese are damming the Mekong so that Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, etc. have trouble growing rice so that the Chinese can sell them rice and have actually sold plastic rice. Yeah, that was a real thing that happened. Fake rice, just plastic. Mum, why is this galan rank? Sea fish will swim further upriver to feed. So you may well get barracuda in the Mekong. Let me find out. Barracuda in the Mekong. Oh, and what have we got here? It would appear there are barracuda in the Mekong. Oh, they and half look frightening though. This is the sort of stuff we're going to be getting out of the water. Oi, no, oi. Look at this. Hang on, I'll put it in my. It's just weird out here. Everything's weirder than it should be. Hang on, have a look at this barracuda. Look at this. They serve you this as well. I've eaten this fish. I'm not going to eat any more looking at this. What an ugly fish this is. Have a look at this. Look at this one. I'm sure the one I ate was like, it looked about the size of a pike and it had like black and blue stripes on its back. I'm sure that said that was a barracuda. Let me just check. Barracuda Lake. So that's not a barracuda, that's in a lake. That's the barracuda that I've seen. That's what I've eaten. I've eaten those. Look at this. This is a giant catfish, which the other one probably was, from the Mekong. Look. Fuck that. I don't want to pull one of them out. Hang on, but look, giant barracuda. That's a giant barracuda. So that is a barracuda. Right, hang on. Let me type in giant barracuda and we know where we're going here. Giant barracuda. My God. Look at the size. I know he's got it tilted towards the camera, but that is some barracuda. Look at that. Look at him. Look at old ugly bollocks there. This bloke's going to ride him like an horse. Shit off. Looks more like a snake than a fish, doesn't it? Ooh. Do you want to come paddling? I'll tell you what, the local kids go in that water. I wouldn't. Let's have a closer look at this one. Ted, do you want to come fishing? Anyone want to go paddling? That was awful. What? Panks had salmon for breakfast. The fish are turning gay. Well, we've got to go down to Sensoc City tomorrow to collect the girlfriend's passport, and we're going to get sushi and sashimi, which is raw salmon. I like it. Mrs. likes it as well. Panga Bassa River Cobbler. That's what I've heard it called. What? Barracuda? They're different. They're different names for barracuda, are they? Interesting. That is interesting. Yes, Billy. I've never caught a big pike. I've caught like I don't know, a few pounds, but I've seen some big pike, some massive pike actually. Horrible things. You know, we used to swim in those lakes, and when I knew they were in there, I never went back in there. It was like Jaws all over again. But why can't you eat them? I don't know if someone's already said, but Alan, what are you yesing? Yeah, that's right. That's it. So that's what I said. So because their natural food has been overfished or something, they're making their way up the Mekong looking for food. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Vartations, celebrations, zigations, marvations. That pickled onions made my vape taste like creosote. That didn't turn out well at all. Hang on a minute. Have I just got the shock of my life? I'd be very happy. Hello, Lee. That wasn't the shock of my life, by the way. Can you do the leg trick for me and Lulu as we don't believe you? What one? That one. That is my leg. But I can't risk doing two. I can't do two. Because on this chair, that could be a concussion. Ted reckons that one was a catfish. Rags, did I get your super chat? I think so. I think I read it out. Let me have a look. Let's just check. I've been bitten by a mosquito the size of a giant catfish. What is this mozzarella teeth cleaning lark that I'm finding bits of? I did not get that advert. Look at that. Look at Rags. Smash that like. I'm live from 7. Rags is live from 7. What time's 7? We're not going to tread on each other's toes, are we, Rags? When's that? Right, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. We've got ages, haven't we? We've got at least another hour, haven't we, Rags? Nice one, Rags. Don't wake the Mrs. Varting. No, it'd be weird, wouldn't it? Fair play for pointing that out, though, Rags. I did miss that. Sorry, man. Oh, I've got 2 mosquito bites. White tiger balm. Excuse me, people. It'll only take a couple of seconds. Let me get a bit of light on the subject. You bastard. When I say just a couple, 4 or 5. Oh my God, there's another one there. I've definitely got a mosquito around here who's just fed. Happy Easter. That's the best angle, isn't it? That's in my eyes. Thanks for the migraine. Go away. Stop it. Turn off. The internet will tell you not to put tiger balm on mosquito bites, right? But when you do, not that it's a great problem in the UK and America, although I've heard America has its fair share of mosquito problems. Have you seen the fake eggs? No, it's ridiculous, isn't it? 42 says, give a man a fish and he can eat for a day. Teach a man to fish and he'll spend a month's wages on fishing gear. Doug Stanhope does a good bit. I won't do it justice, but it's like, give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day. Teach a man to fish and he'll have to apply for a pass to fish. He'll have to apply, get through the bureaucracy to be allowed to go to certain lakes. He needs to renew it every year. But it's a lot faster and there's a lot more of them. It's very good. Yes, Vlad, but the transition point, for instance, the Mekong Delta, is a bit of both. And if a fish is hungry, it's going to deal with that warmer or colder or more salty or less salty to feed because he's going to die otherwise. So you take the risk. What? Baz says sharks will swim upriver. I've seen sharks, not in real life, like on the interwebs. I've seen sharks in rivers. Quite weird, actually. Alan does noodling for catfish in Kentucky. Well, let's have a look at this then. Let's have a look at noodling. I am thoroughly enjoying this stream. I love the chill streams. I know they're easier for me. I get that. And I won't do them all the time. I've done a couple of meme streams and clip streams and the call-ins. I'm going to do 2 call-ins a week because they were brilliant. But it's a real pleasure, these, because it's just me, Scrubs, chatting, throwing stuff out there. If anyone in the chat, say anything you want. If it hooks me, and I'm prone to being hooked, I'll run with it. I've typed in noodling, and first thing it suggests is catfish. I haven't got a Danny what this is. Hang on a minute. Why is there loads of hot women with their arms down catfish's throats? This looks well dodged. And by dodge, I mean very, very sensual. Hang on, have a look at the first picture that come up, right? I'm putting it on mine. Tell me there isn't something wrong with this picture. When you're a man who's weaned yourself off porn and you type in noodling for catfish, even this can, it's like a relapse. What to that? Right, so let's have a look and find out what this noodling nut's about. Every picture is. I think I showed you all before. There's a real trend of these like really hot Cambodian women just going fishing like walking in rivers catching fish, but like with their negligees getting wet. It's very strange. I remember showing them on here before. Right, let's get that into the tubes. Noodling catfish. I've got no idea what this is. Noodling catfish. It's that same bird. Oh, maybe she's some kind of survival woman. Hannah Barron. 1.6 million views. Good Lord, I need to get my missus out there noodling catfish. Let's see what it involves first. Here are people. This is noodling catfish. Because I haven't seen it it might require some.
We're back at
It might require some fast forwarding.
out here today with the legends. We got Mr. Jap. Y'all
you got
watch our
audio?
videos, you've seen him before. And we got Mr. Mark here. I don't know if you've been in one of my YouTube videos yet.
You about to be, son. I'm trying to get it done.
My poor old busted up father.
I'll just pause that there for no apparent reason apart from to say, Lee, was the leg trick for you and Lulu adequate? Boobs and tits and things.
Yep. There you go. Yep.
Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate y'all.
First fish. My phone ran out of storage
Hang
right in the
on, I
middle
didn't
of
see how they noodled
catching
it.
her. She finally bit though.
Yep.
About to turn her loose.
Gonna go get her.
Alright, let's see how they actually do this.
Water, that's perfect for her. He was right in the front door when Jeff stuck his foot in there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I felt it from here.
Okay, so step one, husband drowns hot girlfriend, right? I can do that bit.
It's a good fish.
I believe it's going to be a good fish too.
Don't let me forget I got
Right, then bangs her on the head with a lump of wood, right?
that other. Oh, I don't even know.
Woo! Brings her up enough to get a bit of oxygen.
Where you going, girl?
He got you good, didn't he?
God almighty.
And she's got a bloody catfish on her arm.
Strong, baby. Hey, that's a good fish.
I got so much water in my ear.
I listen, right? Right, let's see who the city boys and girls and the country boys and girls are. Would you even go in that water? Would you get in that water knowing there's those massive catfish in there? Even if they're not dangerous, just the idea of that just sliding by my leg, I would probably run until I died. One in the chat, you can have another look at it. No smart gag saying I would if she was in there, but would you go in that water and just paddle around like they are? One in the chat if you would. Look at it. It looks like the river in Apocalypse Now.
He was in the front door, though. He was right there, wasn't he?
Golly, bit. Mean
fish.
Look at that.
I'm still not quite sure what noodling rags, fuck that. Oh, that sounds sad, visionary companion. Sorry to hear that, but you know, like as you've said yourself, quite sweet in a way. All my mates do that, crosshatch. All my mates, they've been doing it for years. There's loads of rivers in Dartford, and they're always doing it. If people don't know, you get a bit of string with a very strong magnet, and you just chuck it in rivers, and they've been pulling out like amazing things, like things from the Second World War, knives, medals, guns. Some of them have found like some quite expensive. They've sold things that they've caught magnet fishing for quite an amount of time. I don't even know what that meant. Ted says, if we are doing this much fish talk, bring me on. Do you know what noodling a catfish is, Ted? If you can tell me what noodling a catfish is, I'll have you on. That's a deal. Okay, we got a bit of time. All right, I'm not going to do too long because I'm... Hello, Camper Van Jim Bob. What a pleasure to see you. It's Panga catfish that they're selling as cod. What? It's Panga catfish that's being sold in English chippies. Panga catfish, that's right. That's what Ted said. That's what he said last time he was on. Cod and chips, please, mate. Nice classic British meal. You know, a bit of Panga catfish. Rags, what's the difference between red and white tiger balm? I think it's just there's just a couple of different ingredients, but I do find that the white one works better for everything. When I put it on the mosquito bites, you get about 30 seconds of and then it's gone. Right, with like a dozen of my teeth, the mozzarella, like a dozen of my teeth rotted away from eating sugary foods until I figured out eating mozzarella right away stops tooth decay and pain. But you have to mash it around. I usually clean my teeth after every meal. I looked into that oil pushing for a while and I suddenly thought it was a bit zgus. 6 was scared of 7 because 7 ain't 9. I heard some funny jokes last night, actually. Hang on, let me get it right. What's brown and sticky? A stick. Come on, that's excellent. Oh, and there's another bloody mosquito bite. Anyway, let's see whether Ted has... Mouse Cat's on the phone with a donation. Chris, I just sent an email pic of the Mrs. Red Velvet box. All right. I feel like it's going to kill the joke, Mouse Cat. Unless, of course, it's a... let me have a little look. There's always a slight risk of crashing my computer opening up the emails. My computer doesn't like too many Chrome windows open. You can hear the fan going. Fango, oh, wrong one. Fango, rock. Ooh. Right, let's have a look at Mrs. Meernitz's little red velvet box. He weren't joking either. Good Lord, looks lovely. All jokes aside, but I'm going to have to trim and crop it and stuff because I don't know how to deal with that. Oh man, this is Mozzie Central. I might have to get the DEET out in a minute. Here you go, people. Just to put the rumours to rest, Mrs. Meernitt actually did make a red velvet box. There you go. Thank you, Mouse Cat, for the photo and the donation. There's Mrs. Meernitt's. That really tickled me yesterday. I watched a bit of that video back and I went so red. Thank you, Mouse Cat. Lovely bit of work. She makes lovely things. She made our Christmas crackers 2 years on the trot, and I have to say they were quite something. Right, where is Ted telling me whether he knows what noodling is? Hello, Frenchie. Good to see you. Noodling for liberals. That's her old man, is it? Do you know that channel, Alan? Manny Moo's been trout tickling. Did you actually catch any doing that? It's a fair point, and especially if you get the half-naked hot bird on the thumbnail. There's plenty out there, James. They won't come and sit on your lap, though. It would appear to be something. It would appear that the noodling is something like that, isn't it? It would appear to be. Hello, John. Nice to see you. Vicky Stark, bikini fishing. Yeah, but now we're just looking at hot women. At least if I can keep it in the noodling. Hello, Shane would go in that river. Look, no one else. Hello, David. What? David would. And a few people would. Shane does a bit. Rags would be in it. What's her name would? Hello, Darren Ottinger. Nice to see you. Yeah, I'm with you, John. Nah. No. Hello, Isaac. Snapping turtles and snakes are dangerous, and I bet they're around too. I just think it's not for men. The water's not for men. Chris's capital no. Lulu's 1. John's not doing it. Sumpster would. Loki would. Nah. That's very interesting, actually. Daffy would move in with her. Hello, Linda. I didn't even know you were here, love. How are you, Linda? I feel like me and you haven't chatted a lot recently. Shane goes down into those dirty old waters every day. What, for a wash? Go on there, R4 lights. Come on, there's nothing wrong with that. Ted would be in there. Yeah, but I grew up in a lake town. We used to ride across them on our bikes when they were covered in ice. Hello, Sensen. I've been watching a lot of your content lately. Well, I don't know if it's your content. Well, it's you because it's you talking, but like on other people's streams. Good stuff. The accent sounds like north of the river Texarkana. Where's that? Oh, there you go, Mr. Natras. That's what someone else has said. Darren reckons that's about 35 to 40 pounds. Yeah, the fish looked quite a big one and all. Here we go. Look, Alan knows what it is. You put your hand in the mouth, fish tries to eat it, so the fish sucks it in, because a lot of fish suck, don't they? Like carp, that's how you catch carp. You make a hair rig, so the actual bait is on a very fine line and hooks further up the line, and it sucks the bait in, and then it pulls the rig in. Well, that's how they done it in 1986, the last time I went carp fishing. Maybe it's changed. But so it sucks your hand in. How do you know it's not going to eat you? I know that might sound a little bit weird. Nice one, Alan. Thanks for keeping the grease of the cogs of this ridiculous machine driving. 120 people, lovely on Easter Sunday. Thank you, Alan, for that one. Go on, someone had to. Oh, it's simple as that, is it? Noodling is just where you let them attack you and then say unlucky. Maverick reckons she's got older fish syndrome. Steady. Hello, humankind. I don't recognise your name, but you're welcome. They throw them far to reach the 40. Oh, is that a cryptic crossword puzzle? You stick your fist down its throat. Oh, historical. Oh, you're right. I actually watched a couple of those fishing in like the reeds, and they just find bodies in there, and they tell the police, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we've been looking for her for 6 months." There you go. Right, noodling is just using your arm and hand as the bait or the lure. It's fist fishing. There you go. Willow, not spam fish. What? Go on then, Ted. I'll put the link in the chat. It's a bit of a quiet one. I'll have to put my earpods in. Give me a second to get prepared, and then that'll give you a second to get prepared. Yeah, I'll put it in there. That's for Ted only. I mean, you can click it, but you'll just get. I'll just chuck you out. Yeah. Right, hang on. Let me just get these set up. You know it works. Bit of hacking. Someone called Danger Pods yesterday. I was very embarrassed. A little bit. Danger Pods, connect. Come on, connect. We have it. Go on then, Ted, in your own time, son. I got that one, didn't I, Alan? Yeah, that's right. Well, Ted was telling us last time he came on, and apparently it's Barracuda or Pengabassa or whatever it was. There's just not enough cod left. Good old good old EU. Did you like that, Shane? Right. Hello, Homer Talk. Good to see you. Noodling is when you feel around in the silt, which is just like that. I won't even go in a river or a lake without trainers on, like an old pair of trainers. Usually not mine. I don't own trainers. Provoke the catfish. So the catfish are in the silt, are they? So you go in. Here's the man who knows. There he is. Ted, you've got your mic on mute, mate. Never perfect. Your mic's on mute. If you look at the bottom of StreamYard, on the far left of the things at the bottom, your mute will probably be on. I can see it. It says you're muted. Right, under the... You're watching us on StreamYard, yeah? Can you hear me? Nod if you can hear me. Right down the bottom of the screen, it says mute, stop cam, settings. I reckon your mute button is muted. I reckon you've just got to just click it. There you go. Sweet. Speak. Now still can't hear you. Still can't hear you. Still can't hear you. Can't hear you. Now that might be me, but I can hear some. Can't hear some.
Just let me turn this down.
I can hear you now. Lovely. Absolutely lovely.
Is there a bad echo?
No, it's perfect. Is there an echo your end?
No. Perfect.
We are on. So before we get into the fishing, how are you, Ted?
Yes, I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Well, to be honest with you, I'm a bit concerned about the way the economy is going over the next couple of years. I spent a lot of the day looking at predictions and what people are saying, and I've already known a few people and there's people here who've lost their businesses and through no fault of their own, just because idiots managing things badly. So that always puts a bit of a squeeze on me, But apart from that, I'm all right.
Obviously, being a Telegram user, you're sort of bombarded with a lot of negative stuff like that. So as a business owner, I'm aware of it. I wish I could be ignorant of it in a way, because I think there is certainly something in the bliss of ignorance rather than thinking, yeah, I've just got a business and fuck, the economy is just about to tip. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
well, that was my response to it. Oh, little echo now. I don't know where that's coming from. No, that's gone. After I have the initial fear, I just think, well, hang on a minute. Fear's not going to help you. Just make it work. Make it work. Do what you can. At least then, if it does fail, I won't be, well, you got complacent and lazy. I worked. So here we are. So noodling for catfish. What the fuck? I think we've got an idea.
Right. Okay. To be fair, I'm no absolute expert, and you've already been told by loads of people in the chat and brought it up. So they're all right. Yeah. You kind of just, catfish is buried in a hole. That's why she had to go down under the water.
Well, hang on a minute. Hang on. Why is the catfish buried in a hole?
Well, he's made it possibly for breed. I'm not 100%. This kind of only occurs in the south of America, not South America. As I say, not an expert on noodling, but I do know what it is. So
Okay.
He somehow made himself or made herself a burrow, possibly for breeding or possibly just for self-protection, preservation.
Yeah.
And they're sticking their hand into that to aggravate the fish. The fish doesn't have teeth. It has like kind of sandpapery like pads. So it would, they can give you a bit of a light graze, but probably not a cut. It's not going to, you know what I mean? It's not going to take your hand off. It can't.
Would you give that bird a light graze?
Definitely.
Why not?
Why not?
Okay, so maybe for breeding, maybe just because that's where they live or something. For whatever reasons, they inhabit the silt. And
yeah, or possibly even just pre-existing sort of holes in rocks.
Okay. So it's not necessarily loose soil. It can be just
Possibly. I mean, you kind of think about the rivers in, Alabama and places like that. I think might be where her accent was sort of from. It sounded south. You know what I mean?
Would there be a chance where you might go and build something that a catfish might go into, like almost like set a trap for it, so you know exactly where to go? Would that be something? Or is that
possibly, but a bit beyond my expertise in that?
Yeah, but how do they know? How do they know where to go then? Do they just go and try loads of places? That's it gets a bit.
Well, I guess those people who are doing that are like locals, and they know the river, and they know that they've done it for generations, and it's sort of handed down from There's weird types of fishing that exists in the UK that only exists in certain little regions, and only a certain number of people would know about it, and other people would look at you like you were crazy. I've done it, something called treading flatties.
Tell me about.
Have you ever heard of that?
No, it's so northern, it's ridiculous. Tell me about treading flatties.
But there are estuaries around Essex where you're from, aren't there?
Steady on Essex, but I'll take it. It's near enough.
Well, sorry.
Yeah, we've got the Thames estuary, yeah.
So, the Thames estuary has been messed around with so much that I don't know whether... Basically, what it is flatfish can live in brackish water. So that means they can cope with...
Hang on. 1 second, Ted. What's it called? Treading flatties. I'm just seeing if
I
I can get some.
That's probably a colloquialism.
Yeah, but it'd be wicked if I could get some while you're talking about it. It's a long shot, I know. I've got it. I've got treading flatties. And it looks like it might be Manchester United. I'm not even joking. It says MFC treading flatties. Hang on. I reckon this is exactly what you're talking about. I reckon it is. I'm going to play it while you're talking. Only on visual. And if it's nothing to do with it, then very humiliating for me. But we'll give it a go. Right. So hang on. Let me get the visuals up. This will be such a long shot.
To be fair, it'll be hilarious if it is.
Right. So I'll leave the volume off, but carry on. Explain.
I'm so intrigued. I'm so intrigued to see if these guys are actually doing it.
I reckon they are. It says
it looks like it to me.
Look.
Yeah.
If that's not treading flatties.
Yeah, they're doing it. That's probably where I've been. That'll be the same place I go.
Amazing. Well, go on. Tell us about it. What is it?
So when you've got low tide, this particular estuary, it kind of spread. Well, it can do one of two things. It can channel into a very deep pattern within the sand and the silt, which makes it almost impossible to do this. Or the water spreads out because the estuary is about, 2 mile wide. So if it spreads over enough of the estuary, it kind of stays around about knee height, which it's where where them lads are now treading. It's around about knee height. And the flatfish bury themselves slightly under the sand. And if you go in with bare feet, you feel them. And
He's got one, just as you said it.
Yeah. So you've got to pick them up with your hands, which is almost impossible.
What? Because they're slippery, slimy little bastards.
Oh, they vibrate. They're just absolutely vibrating.
Don't say vibrate. This is awful. Treading on them, vibrating, slippery. So you trod flatties there?
Yeah. We have Tesco bags. The old normal plastic Tesco bags.
Yeah.
We filled 4 or 5. And we didn't keep anything small. We only kept the big ones. And we could have supplied restaurants with place. Honestly, we had that much.
That was my next question. So that's a place, isn't it? So
I think so. There are other kinds of flatfish. I'm not 100% sure. So I think it's a place.
And a place got orange spots on top. Is that right?
Yes,
Or
but
that's
mainly brown.
Okay.
And
Incredible
I think
that.
it's been a long time since I've done it. I
that
think
does
they've
look
got.
good there, though. Just poached in a bit of milk, lovely, little bit of garlic.
Yeah, I've had a few beers in that pub as well after doing it.
Have you really? This is incredible turnout. I could go that. There you go. Miraculous. So hang on.
Yeah, quite.
So you know about it's essentially fisting catfish. You've
Such a
trod
lovely
flatties.
image.
Yeah, I ate all of this. The idea of going into any of that water, I don't even like the British coast. No, horrible. It's just black. What the fuck is in there? Who was I talking to the other day? I think it was Otto. Goes swimming in the English coast. Just goes in.
If I could cope with the cold, I probably would. I mean, maybe I need to just get a wetsuit or something. Like, I've crap circulation, so even in the Med or the Canaries, my hands are going like blue as soon as I'm in there. So
you'd need to put me in a suit of armor or one of those old diving bell suits to get me in the English water. So hang on a minute. You've trod flatties? Have you noodled catfish?
No, because I've never been to that part of America. Well, I went to Florida, but I was a kid. That wasn't on the agenda. I caught a barracuda, by the way, in Florida.
Well, one of those big ones, or
yeah. Well, not great. So right, that's why I wanted to come on. When you were showing the images, and you were like, "Oh, that's a barracuda," and I put in the chat, "That's a catfish," but you didn't see it for that long afterwards that it made no sense, if you like. So. There were a few things earlier on you were asking about what that fish was that's in supermarkets, and someone said panga afterwards. Yeah,
that's it. I think that was sent or someone.
It's panga, but I've also seen it called bassa, like that's what they call it in the Iceland near me. And when they very first brought it in, I think Tesco's were calling it river cobbler, which just made me fucking laugh. There is literally no species called a river cobbler.
Just trying to anglicize it as much as possible.
Yeah.
People don't want a catfish.
It's not a radiated panga. You know what I mean? It needs irradiating to kill the fucking stuff that's in it.
Now, have you tickled trout?
No, but my dad, who passed away, he did it regularly as a young'un.
That was the thing he done. So that's a legit thing.
He'd literally bump school, not go there because it was all like nuns who wanted to sort of cane him, and he'd just go and fight.
In a different context isn't all bad, but I can understand your point. Well, hang on, we're going to get a bit of this on. So this is a legit thing. I know this is legit though. So do you know you just wait for them to swim over your hand and then you. I
think you can sort of, if you're aware of a certain body of water, if you go there a lot, you can understand where they might lie in like undercuttings.
Right.
So to put your hand in a channel that's kind of undercut on the embankment and feel for
exactly what he's doing here.
So. Yeah, there you go. There's an undercut embankment. He's going for it.
And so do you actually have to give them a little, is that just to calm them so that you can get near them? Or is tickling just a silly word that's been used? Is it more just...
Perhaps it's just associated. I mean, I think the tickling is more the feeling out of the body of the fish, knowing where the head and tail is and, going for it, going for the grab.
Steady on, Ted. It's all getting a bit sensual.
It's a bit erotic. We are talking about trout.
I imagine in the fishing game it's double entendres all the way. Actually,
quite probably.
Here we go. He's having a little. He's only got one. Look,
there you go.
That
you got
ain't
one.
even dinner, is it? Yeah, you wouldn't eat that, would you? Would you eat that?
If you were starving to death, yeah.
Oh no, I'd eat that for sure. That's lovely.
It's about a quarter of a pound.
No, that's dinner, isn't it? Easy. What would you? I'd go a bit of mashed potato and some green beans with that.
Yeah, a couple of them would make a meal.
He's put that back, bless him. Well, there you go. That's a bit of trout. Is there any others of in the any? Do you know any other of these things? We've had flat tramping or whatever you call it. Flat stamping.
I think that's an entirely different thing. Flat tramping. I've never come across that.
No, I let out so much about myself. Hang on. What? My old man used to go down to Deal and catch eels. I think they were conger eels. They might have been moray. I don't know. But he used to sell them to
Congers.
the blokes that used to sell them with the jellied eels. They'd come back to the house with them, and these things are fucking huge. And they'd chop them up and sell them to. I think the shops are R. Kelly, which sounds a bit weird. The pie and mash shops, but I'm sure we also used to go somewhere where he had a board for cockles, cockling. Do you know about getting the cockles to come out of the sand? I'm sure.
No.
Does anyone in the chat know about how you get the cockles out?
No, it's not.
I'm sure that's the thing. Cockling. I think you sort of you have it's like a I don't know if you stamp it or roll it, and all the cockles come to the surface. Then you just sweep them up and chuck them in your bag. But I'm so
Not come across that.
Yeah, Daffy reckons you rake for cockles, but yeah, do you not have to get them out somehow? Who knows? All right, Ted. Well, look, I won't keep you. Thank you for your fishing expertise. And like I say,
That's
when you
right.
finally get out here, you can go flat treading. Would you walk into the
Well,
Mekong?
Question on that.
All
Do
right.
you know if Cambodia needs a Vax Pass?
Right. It's a weird thing. It changes so quickly. They said you didn't, then they said you did. I reckon in a few months you won't need anything. But here's the problem. It's where you change because there's no direct flights to Phnom Penh. And that's where my mates had problem. There was a little window where you didn't need to go into isolation. But it turned out, even if you had a Vax pass, if someone on your aeroplane tested positive, everyone on the aeroplane, even if you had a vaccine. But when there was a little window where they said, fuck it, you can come in. But because you had to transfer at Bangkok were like, no, you can't come through here without, bizarre. And the only other route is like 21 hours all around the houses. And
I'll wait it out.
Yeah, that's what I had a couple of mates coming out, and it was decided. I said, look, it's never really been a thing here anyway. I think it's lip service so that other countries don't get angry with them. Yeah, but I can't see it lasting for much longer because tourism is a big part of Cambodia, and it's starting to show. Do you know what I mean? All right, Ted. Always a pleasure, mate.
You're going to ask me just before you sign off. Would I fish the Mekong? Yeah, let's go and scare the shit out of each other. Let's do it.
Really would be. I would have. I just would. It's obviously always lovely to get a bite, but I just wouldn't want to see what come out. I'd be like, no, you've got to deal with that. I don't want to. I'm not putting my hands in it. I'm not touching it. I'm not even looking at the fucking thing.
Well, I can fill it and all that, so I'll make a meal out of it.
I tell you what, I would love to. Joking aside, and also you wouldn't have to bring all your kit over. It's cheap as chips over here. We'd just be able to go and get a few bits and bobs, so you wouldn't have all that hassle. And I'll tell you what, I'll hold you to that as well because it'd be, what a lovely, come over for a couple of weeks or something. I'll show you a wicked time, and we'll go fishing a few days as well. It'd be brilliant.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, Ted. Nice one, mate. Look after yourself. Always a pleasure.
Right.
Ta-da, man. Hoita. It gets me all into the calling mood when I have someone on. But look, I'm just about to hit 2 hours, people. So I think I'm going to wrap this up just because it's 12:30 and I don't want to be up all night. I can't believe my missus went to bed at about 9 o'clock. She's going to be gutted when she wakes up at 3 o'clock in the morning. When Biden leaves the room, the average IQ doubles. That was lovely, Ted. He's a lovely fella. Lovely fella. You know, there's so many scrubs said they're going to come out here, and a couple of mates from Dartford as soon as all this hoo-ha's over. I can't wait. It'd be lovely to see some of you out here. I'll tell you what, it's an easy place to have a very good time. A very good time. And you don't have to travel far. You don't have to go very far. It's all within like five minutes in a tuk-tuk in any directions. Unless, of course, you want to go to Anchor, and that's a 3-hour cab journey. But I would recommend it because Anchor's... When I've travelled quite extensively around the world, but I usually avoid the touristy things because they're touristy things, and it's like, yeah. But Anchor is something else. It was lovely being there with my girlfriend who's Buddhist, because she had like a spiritual relationship to all, you know, nearly every slab of Anchor. And Anchor just means temple. Anchor Wat is the main, no, Wat, sorry, means temple. Anchor Wat is the main one, but there's loads spread around it. Watch the chat with me and History Bro on his channel, because between us, we managed to piece together quite an interesting history of it and all the kings that built it and the huge reservoir they dug by hand. I mean, huge. This reservoir is like 4 football pitches square, dug by hand. And I've said this before, but to give you a sense of, Cambodia was one of the most advanced civilizations in the world. It was known as the Pearl of Asia then. When there was 1 million people living at Anchor, there was 30,000 in London. So just to give you an idea of what, you know, when you hear this out of Africa nonsense and steady in Minecraft, and they talk about, well, the reason they didn't develop this and didn't develop that was because of the heat. Well, they developed it out here, so maybe it's something else. I'm not going to say what, because that would be conjecture and speculation. But there you go. Right, give us a couple of seconds. Where are we going? Someone asked for new shoes last night, so we'll do that because we had Mandom last night. Let's do new shoes. Everyone who donated, Vart. There, I was about to say, there's still a couple of seconds to chuck some filthy lucre at the stream, should you want to. Where's that Vart? I can't even see it. Mr. Natras, thank you. Enjoyed the stream. Cheers, Chris and Scrubs. Thank you, Mr. Natras. An absolute pleasure. I've really enjoyed this. Hello, Tristan Green. He's on the firm. He's on the firm. Tristan's on the firm. He's on the firm. Don't forget, if you're relatively new here and you haven't signed up to my Substack, link in the description. I'm a writer. They're stories I've written. They're very, very good. They really are. Loads of excellent comments on them. Thousands of people have read them. So go and check that out. I wouldn't say it like that, Loki. Well, I would. Yeah, I'd like to thank Steve Cray and Moslab, bless him. I haven't seen him for a long time. I think he's just busy. I pinged him an email. And Rags and Kevin has been contributing recently as well. And all of you lot, and Ted for coming on and talking about fish, and all of you lot for engaging and being part of the glorious House of Scrubs on this wonderful Easter Sunday. Don't forget, Rags is on at 7 with Scott's Armour, Sense and Communum, and Resisting the Lies, and Jack London. That sounds like a proper sausage party, so maybe get yourselves over there and give those lads some support. Hello, Della. Nice to see you, my love. Right, just to save anyone saying this sounds like the 90s, it is the 90s. And just to stop anyone saying sounds like Chris singing, it is me singing. Yes, Kevin, we're wrapping up now, but thank you. Here's Household with new shoes. I will be putting your messages on the screen. Feel free to throw some filthy lucre should you wish to. It's never too late. The grift is on 24/7, people. All right, where is it? Oh, hang on. I don't think I've got the audio on. Where's that damn tune gone? There it is. Let's try it again. And don't forget, get on my Substack because it's excellent. And Links in the description. And the next one coming out, which I will be doing some work on tonight. I might finish it tonight. Depends if the missus wakes up. Look after yourselves, people. A pleasure. See you tomorrow. Adios. Adieu. Crosshatch, you can get me at chris@chrisdangerfield.com. Easy to remember. chris@chrisdangerfield.com, Crosshatch, if you need to talk to me. Or leave a nice review on Substack. Nice one, Rex. I think it was you that asked for it.
I'm stupid, I'm lazy, but in the discotheque I still look crazy. Love me, baby, I only tell lies cause the truth escapes. Summertime, we can get new shoes. I'll have brown and you can get the blues.
Anesthetic, not fucking antiseptic.
I'm knackered, I'm fading, but in the right light I still look vaguely human. Happy it won't be long before we cave in. Summertime, we can get new shoes. I'll have brown and you can get the blues. You can get the Don't worry about my heroin addiction, it's only slight. I need you, love me, and I feel the same again tonight.
It is.
Summertime, we can get new shoes. I'll have brown and you
Hello,
can get the blues.
Vance Packard.
You can get the
Vance Packard.
You can get the blues. You can get the blues.
Thank you, Chrissy. Nice one, Crosshatch. Cheers, Stella. It is. Yes. Nice one, Kristen. Oh, you know what happens now. I'm going to put another one on for the oi polloi. Yes, it was. I'm going to put another one on, because it always happens. I'm going to put anesthetic on. Let's get that anesthetic on and then I'll go. Boom. Yeah.
Send me for elastic, I'm fantastic. I got geometry, it's pretty drastic. Coochie coochie tiger, where can I hide ya? Your roar's too loud, mate, they're gonna find ya. Anesthetic again. Yeah, you're looking pretty rough, son, your life's coming undone. Everywhere you go, you seem to know someone. I wanna change my life, mum, I don't know what's going on. I pick up all the pieces, fall, and then I drop them. Anesthetic again. And I am here now and then. Cause absence is everything. Yeah, anesthetic. Yeah. Again.
Nice one, Tristan.
This is the next line. I wrote it when I felt fine. Now it's pointless. That's the effect of time. How did I get it there? Whisper it in my ear. I don't know myself. At least I ain't got my health. And that's
We'll have that one next time.
And I am here. Now then. 'Cause absence is everything. And that's again.
First take, here we go. Last one. It was a very different band live, Tristan, as I'm sure you can imagine. But, you know, that's how it goes. It was good fun, actually, you're right.
You came in my dream, kissed me,
Cheers,
loved me.
As always, Arius.
Tears of a baby roll down your cheek. Your eyes are wide, so look around. You've love to give, so get it out. Get it out anytime. Love sits beside me. I feel complete. You came in my dream, kissed me, loved me. Your eyes are wide, so look around.
Cheers, VC.
You've love to give, so get it out. Get it out anytime.
One more, you bastards. Shane Pizzle in here. Hit it. Yeah.
Good luck to me. Good luck to me. Here's my eyes. Here's my fatigue. It's going live. Submarine. Get me a drink. Get me some green. I wanna enjoy the sun no matter money. It's going live. Submarine. I how we getting back? I don't know where we've been. If you got that cat fare, I'll break into the speed. Good luck to luck, and good luck to them. I couldn't give up monkeys, fuck if I never saw them again. They're going like submarine. It's going submarine.
And that is more than enough of that. I'd just sit there playing all of them, and that's not right. Look after yourselves, people. Go on, get down your own end, and don't forget to tell your people you love that you love them, because we're prone to forget, and they need to hear it. Hoit! Ah!